All are free to bathe in the cool waters of the lower pools. If you wish drinking water, it is best to go upstream where the water is clear. You're also free to gather water for your shop or home.
Five Claw. Good, good. This one has walked to Dune and back looking for you. Well, maybe not quite that far. Oh, not this one, Five Claw. Lirzagi, only the messenger. A sad state of affairs for a master spy, but we must do what we must do. Queen Camira requests your presence in Rimmon Palace. What a wonder! A Khajiit once again on the Anequina throne. How good of someone to finally notice. Yes, this one hears things. Uneasiness surrounding a mysterious final order issued by Raxia before she died. Not to mention the confusion regarding the dragons and their pet necromancers. Dark moons indeed. Perhaps you will put in a good word, Lirzagi? Let the new queen know that this one's talents are wasted as a common messenger, yes? Anyway, Queen Camira can be found in the palace throne room. It is not Lirzazi's place to comment on a person of royal blood, but since you asked, this one thinks the new queen looks sad. Crowns and thrones have a way of darkening the brightest smiles. Perhaps you can cheer her up, yes?
Hold. Speak to me before entering Mournhold, citizen. Welcome to Mournhold, capital city of the Ebonheart Pact. We track all visitors. Upon arrival, everyone must see a registrar who will record your name and business in Mournhold. Thank you for your cooperation. Deshan has become a chaotic, dangerous place. Why shouldn't we instill a degree of order in our most prominent city? A little inconvenience is a small price to pay for your continued safety, citizen. Speak with Registrar Revel in the city center. Take the stairs up to the central building and you should find him in the courtyard there. Do not dally. It is illegal to enter Mournhold without being registered.
No one goes into the gorge. Got that?
Do we say why the pass is closed?
Tell them there's death in the pass. Leave it at that. Yes,
Yes,
Commander.
Commander.
stranger, may we speak? Queen Chimera went through a difficult trial just now, but she will be stronger because of it. Thank you for standing beside her, Five Claw. Now Zamorak will tell Chimera the truth. How this one served as the King's Claw and kept her safe during Euraxia's coup. If she accepts, I will take the same position in her court. If not, this one will guard her anyway, just from a distance. Queen Chimera went through a difficult trial. Yes, this one remembers how confusing things can get after a heated battle. You and Abner Tharn came to Elsweyr to help us against the dragons. Dragons that Tharn accidentally unleashed on our land. Along the way, well, things became complicated. Well, we discovered that Euraxia, the Usurper Queen, had struck some sort of deal with the dragon leaders, Mulamnir and Kalgrontid. We also learned that she had an army of necromancers led by Zumog Fum. Luckily, Euraxia is no longer a problem. Because you killed her, Five Claw. You led our small strike force into this very palace, fought through the Usurper Queen's defenses to confront her in the outer courtyard. After a heated battle, you defeated Euraxia. Unfortunately, we lost Nalado. The brave Nalado died defending Queen Chimera. She saved her life. We will remember her forever for this. The Moon Singers will tell her story for 1,000 phases of the moons and more. No. Much concerning the dragons remains a mystery. We know that Mulamnir ended their alliance with Euraxia right before you killed her. And we know that Zumog Fum and his necromancers now serve the dragons. They seek a moon gate to the southwest. Zamorak fears we do not know. Garesh Ri is looking into the history of these ancient structures, especially the moon gate of Anequina, which lies in that direction. Meanwhile, Abner Tharn seeks information concerning Euraxia's final order. The necromancer Zumog Fum is apparently close to restoring Cadwell the Betrayer, the evil person who Cadwell was in life. He and his cadre of dark mages have aligned themselves with the dragons. Supposedly, they seek the Moon Gate together.
Ah, Five Claw, just in time. We killed Euraxia, but between the chaos and the shock of seeing my dead parents and Nalado's sacrifice, I fear my memories of what happened are not as clear as I would like. Tell me what you remember. Yes, now that you say it, I remember the dragon's words. Mulamnir mentioned the dragon leader, Kalgrontid. We will mourn Captain Nalado later. Right now, we need to determine why the dragons require the service of Zumog Fum's dark mages. The Moon Gate of Anequina lies in that direction. I wonder if this has anything to do with Euraxia's final order. A soldier mentioned it after we captured her, but she refused to elaborate. Maybe you can help Abner Tharn find out more. Go, my friend. Help Abner Tharn determine the significance of Euraxia's final order. He searches the royal study. I must consult with Garesh Ri about Rimen's defenses. I dreamed about reclaiming my father's throne for so long. But now... Because... Ah, damn it, Five Claw. I need a moment to think. To let everything that just occurred sink in. Besides, it takes more than sitting on a throne to make a queen. I need to consider my next actions very carefully. Do you think I have not asked myself that very same question? Joan and Jode, we had to kill my parents again. And Captain Nalado, she died so that I could live. If I can be half as brave as she was, Moons. What kind of queen thinks like this? Ah, Five Claw. Even you doubt me. Well, know that I doubt myself even more. No matter. My people need a queen, and I am the only one left to take the throne. Ready or not, it all falls to me. Now, I need to prepare myself for what happens next.
Zumog Foom has been collecting my original body parts. He tried to steal my essence and stick it back in my old noggin. I think he's trying to put me back together. Well, not me, the other me, the betrayer.
When you look at the world as lines on a map, it all seems so small and insignificant. I was trying to determine the meaning of this document, but so far the secret eludes me. I found a letter, but it's not complete. Looks like a scribe's dictation. I've been searching for more, but I haven't made much progress through the royal stacks. With your help, perhaps the search will go more quickly. It alludes to an order Euraxia was preparing to deliver shortly before our assault on the palace. It mentions a Captain S, the Cygnus Irregulars, and a favour for the dragons, but gives no indication as to who they are or what the favour might be. We did what had to be done. Think no more about it. If you hadn't ended Euraxia, I certainly would have. Now, look around and see if you can find anything pertaining to this unfinished letter. I'm sure it refers to Euraxia's final order. This study contains documents from when the Khajiit ruled Rimmon, as well as papers that cover the span of Euraxia's rule. So many papers. She was a prolific writer, I'll give her that. At least she didn't destroy her files before she died. Anything pertaining to this so-called final order. While we're looking around, let's see if we can find anything that mentions the dragons, the necromancers, or anything significant. Who knows? We might uncover something unexpectedly helpful. Captain Sorlinia. That must be Captain S. And the Cygnus Irregulars are Imperial troops under the command of Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor. Old Khajiiti legends and rumors of a last dragon guard. Intriguing. Control dragons? What folly. But what was that about killing the last dragon guard? I think you found everything I need to fill in the blanks. Let's talk. The documents you uncovered allow me to make sense of this unfinished dictation. I believe I now know the contents of Euraxia's final order. Euraxia ordered Captain Solinia to assassinate a dragon guard in an effort to appease the dragons. Solinia plans to commandeer as many additional soldiers as necessary from Prefect Kalo at Sandswell Manor and retrieve a report. Neither do I, at least not fully. The Dragon Guard were the sworn protectors of the Imperial Emperor. At least they were until they fell out of favor. Euraxia has ordered her assassins to murder what she claims to be the last Dragon Guard. Don't ask me. The Dragon Guard I knew failed to protect the potentates and were disbanded in disgrace. They claimed to have descended from legendary Akaviri dragon hunters. But that's all it was. A legend. We need to get to Sandswell Manor. We can't take any chances. Euraxia's final order directs her assassins to murder the last Dragon Guard. If the dragons consider this threat real, we need it on our side. Meet me west of the city, on the outskirts of Sandswell Manor. Kalo is mentioned in Garesh Ree's intelligence reports. He commands a garrison of troops in an estate seized when they conquered the region. As for Solinia, I've never heard of her. But an assassination squad, they're never a good thing.
Are the people of Rimmon cowards?
They're just afraid, Chimera. Remember, the dragons still darken the skies overhead.
But we need to replenish our forces. I fear there are more battles ahead.
You carry the weight of the kingdom, Chimera, but the crown is not yet yours.
Yes, yes. I must be recognized by the Main and Queen Eren. Which reminds me, has the Dominion sent us any aid?
A few advisors, some gold, but no troops. We are on our own.
Give me good news, Five Claw. I could use some right about now. Dragon Guard. I leave this investigation to you and Tarn. Garesh Ree and I need to figure out how to bolster our defenses and prepare our forces. He even wants to send troops to defend the moon gate of Anequina. Unfortunately, we are only a small part of Queen Eren's domain. She sent us advisors and gold to purchase weapons and mercenaries, but her troops are committed to the Alliance War. I will convince my people to join the militia. I have to.
Chimera and I must work to win the hearts and minds of the people of Rimmon. And I still need to discover the significance of the moon gate of Anequina. Perhaps I'll send some troops to defend the place. Just in case.
This one will watch over Queen Chimera. She may not have agreed to let Zamorak resume his post as the King's Claw yet, but she will come around in time. Until then, no harm will befall the Queen. This Zamorak so swears.
An Imperial garrison housed in a Khajiiti estate. My half-sister spared no expense, I see. Prefect Kalo commands a full complement of soldiers, mostly seasoned Imperials and not the Nibonese mercenaries that make up Euraxia's main forces. It's probable that Sorlinia and her assassination squad is here as well, so I advise caution. I prefer to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, of course, but these are enemy forces. We must do what we must to complete our mission. I'll work my way down from the upper levels of the house. You find your own entrance and we'll meet somewhere inside. Try not to alert the entire garrison to our presence, and keep an eye out for Captain Sorlinia or anything related to Euraxia's final order. We need to determine where the assassination squad plans to strike if we're going to save the Dragon Guard. As I said, the Dragon Guard I knew were the Emperor's protectors. I suspect this has more to do with legends that speak of their role as dragon hunters of old. Idle speculation isn't going to accomplish anything. If I were younger... I feel the weight of my years, and it gets worse the longer this goes on. In my younger days, I would have already corralled the dragons and banished the necromancers to a forgotten plane of oblivion. Enough of this. I'll meet you inside.
Kalo's pet cats. Time to make me a fur coat.
Can't believe the prefect disobeyed a direct order.
How good of you to join me. Let's talk. We need to speak quickly. I doubt I'll remain undiscovered for very long. This projection, a simple spell. Nothing to it, really. But that's not what I want to discuss. I'm hiding in an empty servant's quarters at the moment. I discovered that Prefect Kalo is no longer in charge here. In fact, he's been arrested. That's the thing. Prefect Kalo isn't really one of the Euraxians. His cohort of Imperials accompanied my half-sister into Rimmon, but he's been a vocal opponent of her coup and subsequent claim of rulership. Apparently, he refused another order. Kalo's probably being held on one of the lower levels. See if you can find him. He should be able to tell us more about the Dragon Guard and Solinia's orders. Wait a moment. I'm about to have company. I'll find my way to you as soon as I can.
Interesting. You're not one of Euraxia's mercenaries. I'm Prefect Kalo, commander of the Cygnus Irregulars. And you're that outsider working with the Khajiit militia. I expected you hours ago. Well, let's not dawdle. You have an assassination squad to stop, I assume, so if you'd open my cell? It's elementary. I pay attention to every significant event that occurs in the region. Comes with my job description. I have agents, spies, and informers from Riverhold to Rimmon. The dossier on you could choke a Wamasu. Now, about this door, I'm an Imperial without an Emperor. My cohort was assigned to accompany Euraxia on a fact-finding mission. She turned it into a conquest. I tried to temper her more violent tendencies, but her mercenaries outnumber my legionaries by a wide margin. I refused a direct order. Wouldn't give Solinia my soldiers or my file on the last Dragon Guard. So, here I am. How about this? You can find a copy of the report in my office. If the information it contains helps you, then come back and set me free. I'm a reasonable man. I have no great love for this land, but neither do I want to see it destroyed. Dragons were the last straw. In other words, this is me making a stand. You can find a copy of the Dragon Guard report in my office upstairs. She burst into my office with orders from Euraxia, demanded I provide soldiers to support her assassination squad, then commanded that I turn over my file on this so-called last Dragon Guard. I politely refused both requests, and she had me arrested. An elite unit of mercenaries. They're rabid dogs that Euraxia points at her enemies. They like to kill, and they're extremely good at it. With the urging of the dragons, she pointed them at their current target, the so-called Last Dragon Guard. Well, that puts a new spin on the situation. Solinia took my file. Then she and her soldiers went to assassinate this supposed Last Dragon Guard to appease Euraxia's dragon allies. There's a copy of the file in my office, but I suggest you hurry. Conquer Rimmon? Euraxia was sent on imperial business to a province that owed us fealty. There was no reason to conquer a place we historically controlled. No. She decided to make her own play for power while Emperor Varen was otherwise engaged. It was complicated. Look, our quick visit turned into an invasion. Euraxia contracted an army of Nibonese mercenaries to back her up. And then the Emperor disappeared and his empire collapsed. We were stuck here without orders or assistance. Not much. I never got around to reviewing the report. You can read it yourself in my office. For some reason, this rumor of a last Dragon Guard inspired Euraxia's ire. Maybe because the legends say they were once renowned dragon hunters? I see you found the report. Now we can continue our conversation without being separated by those inconvenient bars.
Ah, there you are. And I see you've captured Prefect Kalo. I presume he surrendered without a fight?
Don't look so shocked. My irregulars are very good at what they do. It was simple enough for them to sneak in and set me free. Now, what did you learn from the report? Anything that will help us stop Captain Solinia and her assassination squad? As I said, we were never willing participants in Euraxia's conquest of Northern Elsweyr. My irregulars did as little as possible to advance her agenda, and we worked to sabotage it as often as not. Besides, have you forgotten about the dragons? The dragons won't stop after they kill or subjugate the Khajiit. We're in as much danger as everyone else. If Lord Garesh-Ri pardons my soldiers, we'll help fight the dragons. But we're going to need the Dragon Guard. Do you know where he is? Grand Chancellor, I propose that you get Garesh-Ri to pardon the Cygnus Irregulars so we can form an alliance.
An alliance? Interesting. Comrades would be helpful in the battles to come. I'll return to Rimmon, plead Kalo's case, and send someone to help you. Meanwhile, I suggest you start your search for the shrine at the Stitches. I'll take the Prefect to Rimmon and see if I can negotiate an alliance between him and Chimera. We could use the help, but I'm not sure our young queen will agree. Meanwhile, you need to go to the Scar and find that shrine before the assassins do. Well, news of Euraxia's death has reached her mercenaries. For the most part, they've decided that Zumog Foom is their new leader, and they're willing to do whatever the dragons say. I suppose they think that's better than being eaten. Trust? We'll have to see. From what I've learned here in the manor, though, it's evident that Kalo and his irregulars have no love or respect for Euraxia's mercenaries. That counts for something. Mistakes happen. They're a fact of life. But Prefect Kalo is a trained Imperial soldier. I know his type well. Unlike the Euraxian mercenaries, he'll be as good as his word. And if not, I'll turn him into a mud crab.
Captain Solinia and her assassins left the estate shortly before you arrived. If you're gonna catch them before they find and kill the last Dragon Guard, you really ought to get a move on. I've been nothing but helpful since you met me. Besides, I give you my word as an Imperial officer. I pledge myself and the Cygnus Irregulars to the service of the new Khajiit Queen for the duration of the dragon infestation. Then, I haven't given it much thought. To tell you the truth, I don't expect us to survive whatever it is the dragons are up to. If we happen to find a way to win the day, I'll extend my offer of an alliance for as long as the Queen will have us. Just what was in the report. No. Wait a moment. There was something else. I didn't connect the two until just now. A merchant in the Stitches was selling actual Akaviri relics. Claimed to have found them in a cave in the western section of the Scar. As you can probably guess, Euraxia didn't go out of her way to consult with me. Especially after I refused to turn over command of the Irregulars. From what I gathered, she and her necromancer, Zumag Fum, had or knew something the dragons wanted. Most likely something that Zumag Fum has promised to deliver, seeing as he's still in league with the dragons. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it must have something to do with the creepy floating head that follows the necromancer around.
One of Kalo's pet cats. Time to make me a fur coat.
So much to do, so little.
I try to be a gentle orc and help a lady in need, and what does it get me? A lecture on Akaviri artifacts and a magical talking voice. There's a Khajiit digging through the rubble of an old Akaviri tomb just up the trail here. She kept muttering to herself, so I thought she might need help. But after talking to her, I suspect she's just crazed.
A fellow wanderer on the path. Greetings. I'm Vastari. If you plan to explore the Ashen Scar, I'd advise caution. Some dark intention has this canyon in a vice grip. An inopportune time for a visit. Then again, perhaps we're meant to be here. An undead awakening, as intense as it is unstable. The corpses emerge in fits and starts for now. But I can sense more stirring below, hundreds more. If left unchecked, these creatures may spill out into larger elsewhere, perhaps even lands beyond. Yes, maybe you can. I find myself having difficulty focusing. If the force that reanimates these corpses exerts pressure on the mind as well, that would be profoundly unsettling. I intend to search these ruins for answers. Will you join me? I'm glad to have your company. As I said, something about this place puts me ill at ease. Now, are you ready to proceed? Right. Forgive me. A simple name is hardly sufficient introduction given the circumstances. As I said, my name is Vastari. I'm a mage and loyal servant of Azura, the Queen of Dawn and Dusk. I'm also something of a wanderer, like you. The very same. I find that title rather coarse, but ultimately, titles tell more about the speaker than they do about the subject. Wouldn't you agree? In these lands, she's called Azura, Queen of the Night Sky and Mother to all Khajiit. Love. With Azura, everything begins with love. A love that is fierce, possessive, even cruel, but always true and impossibly deep. I mean no offense, but worshipping dead gods always struck me as a fantastically dull and unfulfilling tradition. Yes, though not as fervently as they used to. A prophet named Ridthari-Datta revealed the secrets of the Riddlethar to the Khajiit some years back, essentially creating a child's religion that sanded down the sharper edges of Khajiiti theology. I always hate to see a rich tradition usurped by a flimsy one, but ultimately it's the Khajiit's choice. What matters is that Azura loves them, and what my lady loves she always reclaims, eventually. It's the site of an ancient Khajiiti temple to Azura, the Temple of the Hidden Moon. I conducted some research on the temple before I set out from Grotwood, but didn't find much. Something happened here that the Khajiit aren't keen to dredge up. Undoubtedly, what little scholarship I did find referred to a sprawling nest of catacombs beneath the temple, filled with Khajiiti dead. The adepts of the Hidden Moon watched over them, I think. Beyond that, there's nothing. That's the hope, yes. Azura's influence runs deep here, deep and even than whatever malevolent force stirred up the undead. She'll guide us to the answers. Of that I have no doubt. Excellent. Let's be on our way then. The Hidden Moon Temple stands at the very center of the Ashen Scar. The adepts who lived there vanished centuries ago, but the air still crackles with arcane energy, necromantic energy. But there's more. A malice that... By Azura, that sound! Wait! My friend, wait! Forgive me. I didn't expect to face such resistance. Yes, and no. It felt as though I was struck blind and deaf, save for the sound of a beating heart. I think something tried to drive me back, then relented and tried to claim me instead. Oh, there's an intention to it, a greed and a hunger. You seem unaffected. Good. I can't go any farther, not until I understand the nature of this event. Take these descrying stones and place them throughout the canyon. They'll allow me to perceive this threat from a distance. The three stones act in concert, so be sure to place them in a broad pattern that encompasses the whole area. Now, you should set out. The sooner you place the descrying stones, the sooner I can locate the source of this evil. No, not at all. Truth be told, necromancy is my primary area of expertise. The study of souls, to be more specific. I trust that won't be a problem. So you are. I only hope that you're using your skills for the betterment of Tamriel. Necromancy often makes a meal of less disciplined mages. It's a school fraught with temptations. Of course, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. An experiment of mine. Expended soul gems reinfused with the smallest trace of my own spiritual essence. They allow me to perceive the world as lingering spirits do, making the invisible flow of animus and magicka visible. Well, for one thing, they'll allow me to conduct my search from far away. No small thing, given what just occurred. Once I see the flow of magicka in this place, I should be able to trace the corrupt energies back to their source. Perhaps. I hope so. At the very least, it will give us a fuller sense of what we're dealing with here. Good. I sense, yes, some kind of wards infused into the architecture, though weakened by the march of time. Someone tried to prevent this. The corruption here is just suffocating, like a dark fog rising from below, bidding the dead to serve. Excellent. My sight grows clearer. I see a maze of catacombs below. Undead rise there too. And something else. There's a concentration of dark energy in the exposed tomb at the center of the scar. Meet me there. Destroy it, quickly!
Your pathetic magics are useless here, Witch of Azura. Flee while you can. The hour of my return has come.
Thank you for acting quickly, friend. The situation appears much worse than I thought. The being you just encountered, it was the shade of a dark lich, an undead Khajiit possessing unimaginable power. You just shattered one of his phylacteries. A focus, like an arcane vessel or container. Think of the stones I gave you earlier. Those contain a sliver of my essence, but nothing of what makes me who I am. Phylacteries contain much larger fragments of the soul, powerful but dangerous tools. You destroyed one, yes, and the Shade simply taunted us. There must be others. If we're to have any hope of stopping this lich, we'll have to find and destroy all of them. A daunting prospect. They're probably well hidden. I admire your optimism, unfounded though it may be. Did you notice the body near the orb? He met his end recently. I intend to find out what he knows. Place the stone in the center of the room. It should ease the summoning process. It will amplify my senses, just like before. Finding one soul among millions is no small feat. Summoning rituals require extreme precision, friend. Darker things than mortal souls wait for summons too. In necromancy, even small mistakes are fatal. It will take all my concentration to maintain the ritual, so the questioning falls to you. I ask only that you proceed quickly. As I said before, an open door to Spirit Realm can draw unwelcome attention, so be concise, all right? No, nothing so complicated. I mean only to open the door for his spirit to speak to us. An invitation to converse, nothing more. He may appear, he may not. But I think he'll want us to know what he learned, for vengeance sake if nothing else. That's within my power, yes. But I never coerce mortal souls. That path leads to avarice and horror. No, thank you. Azura teaches that a thing is only valuable if it's given freely. Truth extracted like a rotten tooth is just an accurate lie. Stand back. Mithralas delanthenal queridanere.
Where you must listen!
Speak with him, quickly.
We do not have much time. This one feels his spirit slipping away. The Dark Lich, Arum Kal, has awakened. He rises like foul smoke from beneath the ashen scar. Arum Kal, the ancient defiler, the Dark Adept, destroyer of the hidden moon. If he regains his full power, death and horror will scour all the sands of Elsweyr. The orb, I tried to claim it for myself. It sent me to a realm of nightmares, where Arum Kal's spirit reigns as king. He tore my soul to pieces, then used the remnants to awaken his body, and everything else in this cursed place. He... No more! Release me, please!
Azura, have mercy on him. I'd say he learned his lesson. Well done. I had hoped to glean a bit more, but that name is enough. Arumkal the Dromathra. Arumkal the Moonslayer. Mages whisper his name as they do that of the Worm King Manimako. Oh, I thought him long gone. Seems I was wrong. Whatever wards the disciples of this temple put in place to keep Arumkal bound are failing, and it's unlikely we'll find the means to mend them. We'll have to deal with this threat head-on. For that, I need your help. The Khajiiti spirit called Arumkal the Dark Adept and the Ancient Defiler. Could Arumkal's fate and the fate of the Hidden Moon Adepts be intertwined? The former residents of the Hidden Moon Temple. They vanished centuries ago, but the ruins of their sanctuary remain. If they managed to seal a lich like Arumkal away, they clearly possess skills and techniques we can use. Yes, probably. Memories run deep in places like this, and where there are memories, there are spirits. Helpful ones, I hope. With any luck, one of them will answer our questions. Now, it's a long climb to the temple summit. Are you prepared? I'm going to take a moment to make sure we didn't miss anything here. I'll meet you at the temple summit soon, unless you needed something. Lichdom is a state of being, the most sophisticated form of undeath. While lesser necromancers busy themselves with other people's souls, liches turn inward, manipulating their own soul to gain power and extend their life. This is just academic curiosity, right? Because I can't overstate the risks. To become a lich, the necromancer must press their soul through an arcane vessel called a phylactery. This requires a lifetime of study, mind you, and fierce power of will. Souls contain tremendous power, but they place certain checks on mortal will. Divesting the two, soul and mortal form, removes these boundaries. The effect is a virtually limitless magical horizon. The process extracts a heavy toll, of course. Traveling through the phylactery can tear a lich's psyche apart, resulting in madness. Long separation from one's soul can lead to apathy and megalomania as well. In almost all cases, lichdom becomes a curse in very short order. A few. We should get back to the task at hand. I know little more than what I've already told you. I can guess its age from the state of the masonry and the religious motifs, I suppose. Early First Era, perhaps. The Hidden Moon Adepts venerated Azura above other deities. That much is clear. Well, modern Khajiiti teachings claim a third moon appears in the sky to usher in the birth of a new Main, the spiritual leader of the Khajiit. Perhaps there was a time when it meant something else. That would make sense. My lady carries a single moon in her right hand, and legends speak of her parting the Tamrielic moons, Massa and Secunda, with a whisper. Stands to reason that she might hold dominion over this third hidden moon too. Well, for starters, he's more than just a lich. He is also a Dromathra. Yes, sticks in the throat a bit, doesn't it? Dromathra means something like dark spirit in the Khajiiti tongue, but I think that definition falls woefully short of describing them accurately. Something unique. Some mages believe they're Daedra who serve the Dark Prince Namira. Others contend that the Dromathra are just mortal Khajiiti souls held in her thrall. Neither definition sounds right to me. There are things about Khajiiti souls that even I, a master of soul conjuring, don't understand. For instance, only Khajiit can become Dromathra. This indicates there's some hidden capacity or dreadful flaw unique to the race. A duality. Yes, a tension between two opposing natures. A choice of some kind that no other race has to make. It's a fascinating puzzle. If we survive this, and that is a significant if, I intend to give it my undivided attention. I know little more than what I've already told you. I can guess its age from the state of the masonry and the religious motifs, I suppose. Early First Era, perhaps. The Hidden Moon Adepts venerated Azura above other deities. That much is clear. Well, modern Khajiiti teachings claim a third moon appears in the sky to usher in the birth of a new Main, the spiritual leader of the Khajiit. Perhaps there was a time when it meant something else. That would make sense. My lady carries a single moon in her right hand, and legends speak of her parting the Tamrielic moons, Massa and Secunda, with a whisper. Stands to reason that she might hold dominion over this third hidden moon, too.
So, I recently traveled past Two Moons Temple. I hate to say it, but I think the monks there have gone mad.
What makes you say that?
They said they were chasing butterflies, but I couldn't see any. They were chasing nothing. It was bizarre and, well, unsettling to see them behave so.
You saw nothing? Odd. You mentioned butterflies. This one has a bad feeling about that. A memory teases and is gone. Ah well.
This one is parched. But if we dice at a quarter's gulp, only cause those thugs win.
Tarn sent Samarak to assist you against the Euraxian officers Saulinia and her assassins. The locals say that a group matching their description passed through here a short time ago. Tarn explained that we seek a hidden Akaviri shrine. Saulinia, the assassin who murdered King Hemakar and Queen Numara. Samarak heard that name often on the day of Euraxia's coup. Perhaps this one can finally get justice for the royal family. No. Samarak was guarding Kamira that day. We were far from the palace. Anyway, this one learned that the local crime lord provided Saulinia with guides who know the Scar well. We must hurry if we hope to catch them. The Scar can be a treacherous place, Five Claw, even without the addition of a Nibonese assassination squad. We need to hurry, but we should also proceed with caution. King Hemakar saw something in Samarak. He specifically requested this one during a visit to the Desert Wind. Samarak set aside his studies and devotions to become the King's Claw. I pledged my life to keep the royal family safe. No. Kamira wanted to visit the Desert Wind Adeptorium. This one was tasked to guard her. So, Samarak was not in the palace when Euraxia and her troops arrived. They were welcomed as emissaries of the Emperor. But they were lions about to pounce. A small success in an avalanche of failure. Guilt consumed Samarak because he lived and the royal family died. So this one exiled himself from the land he loved and traveled the world. This one sought... what? Peace. Forgiveness. Something. Truthfully, Samarak almost refused when Tarn gave the order. This one has only just reclaimed the mantle of King's Claw and was reluctant to leave Queen Kamira's side. But you needed help, and Samarak was best suited to aid you in this endeavor. Yes, but Samarak isn't sure if anything good will come of their meeting. When this one departed, Queen Kamira and Lord Gareshri were engaged in a heated discussion with Tarn over the risks and benefits of trusting an Imperial. The scar was carved across the face of an Equina in the ancient past. Some say Kunzari is responsible. Others, that Alkosh himself marked the land with his claws. Things live in the deepest cracks and crevices that we would do well to avoid.
Watch your step in the stitches.
I guess I should get comfortable here in the stitches. Those card sharps and Rimmen probably still want me dead. I'll forget all about the trouble I put him through. Eventually. Thanks for your help today. You're alright, you know that? You mean other than getting drunk enough to forget a magic gem made my friend jump off a cliff? Haven't decided. Might be time for another job. Taking something that doesn't belong to me always cheers me up. I wouldn't use those exact words, but the world will be less interesting without Fez in it. That's a shame. As for being double-crossed, I'm used to that. It barely bothers me anymore. Don't get any idea.
You are clever for an outsider. Akan respects that. Do not threaten to Heba, and you and Akan will get along.
Moons light your back, Rook. You dealt wisely and well. If ever I have need for another, I'll be in touch. He agreed to lead us to the gem, so why would I harm him? Grudges do nothing but make us bitter and poor, yes. Besides, I respect Jakarn's guile. He has the touch of Bandar, that one. Very clever. For a Breton, I mean. I have not decided. For now, it is enough to know it no longer rests in Euraxian hands. Something so valuable and dangerous belongs to the Khajiit. But we cannot have others jumping off cliffs, can we? I will figure something out.
This one assumes no liability for lost goods, though he can issue a lockbox at a very fair price.
You'll want to find another place to rest your feet, stranger. These stitches are about to burst. It won't be much longer before the whole place unravels, as it were. There's a new Khajiit in charge, Kazda, and he enjoys throwing his weight around. Between this one and you, most in the stitches find Kazda's leadership lacking, but none will stand up to him. Though this one heard rumors Tasnasi is back. No friend of Kazda's, this one can tell you. She's recruiting for a job, or so the rumors say. This one doubts she'll have much luck convincing someone local to make an enemy of Kazda. But someone passing through... Last I heard, Tasnasi was camped on the north rim of the scar, but this one doubts she'll stick around for long. The moment Kazda catches wind of her, he'll have her throat slit. It's the closest thing to a settlement out here. Imagine a river hold on the edge of a cliff, painted with rum and horse dung. Then invite every outlaw, bandit, and exile to live there. That's the stitches. You didn't hear a thief who got run out of town not long after. It's the closest thing.
Taznazi does not know you. That's good. She knows everyone in the Stitches. Those who aren't in Kazda's pocket, she can count on one paw. This one has a job for someone who'd rather pick it. An unknown face like yours is just what she needs. Kazda, the dung eater that runs the Stitches, has a hoard of gold beneath Merville Keep. Taznazi plans to make it hers. Ours. If you're interested, we need to move soon. The Stitches gets worse by the day. Kazda may leave, and his coin with him. To take from Kazda is no crime. His predecessor, Dashing the Salzo, amassed the coin. Kazda only wallows in it, like a pig in its filth. A cruel, stupid pig. Now he lets the Stitches shuffle to ruin. This is his just punishment. We also need Taznazi's old crew, Vol, Serene, and Nazdar. Vol just did a job for Jubani. He'll be at her junk shop. Serene's likely at the Goiter's Gulp, and Nazdar caterwauling somewhere. We'll meet in the bowl at the bottom of the scar. Who do you want to know about? Best damn mechanist this side of Nibbin Bay. Not a common trait for a wood elf, this one knows, but it is true. Kazda's stronghold uses strange mechanisms to keep uninvited visitors out. Voles are passed through them. Maybe not the most distinguished mage in Elsweyr, but the best Taznazi is likely to get in the Stitches. She spends more time with her head in a bottle than a book. But once she's dried out, she'll be invaluable for reaching the vaults unnoticed. Keep it quick. There's a lot to be done before we relieve Kazda of his riches. A den of outlaws in the shape of a town. There's not much to tell. What do you want to know? The facade of a legitimate business for Jubani the Fence. Her gang loots and scavenges items all over the scar. She has a Bandari's knack for selling junk for far more than it's worth. What passes for a tavern in the Stitches. The Averno twins run a money-lending and pawn operation out of it. Don't let them sweet-talk you into any favors. They may seem harmless, but everything has a price with those two, and everyone pays. The sewer beneath Merville Keep. We'll be able to gather there without attracting any unwanted attention, and it'll become clear why once you arrive. The facade of a legitimate business for Jubani the Fence. Her gang loots and scavenges items all over the scar. She has a Bandari's knack for selling junk for far more than it's worth. Thoroughness is an uncommon virtue in the Stitches. Go on and ask.
Wrote so for me. Jubani and I had a deal. I delivered.
True. But why keep paying when we can just make you do it for free?
Keep your nose clean around Jubani's. She doesn't like snoops.
more bodies. The hired guides. Saulinia's work, Samarak thinks. Look! There is a door behind these stones. Is this the place we seek? Zamarak smells freshly polished armor among the lingering scents of dust and decay. Saulinia and her soldiers are here. If we hunt in silence, we may take them by surprise. That door. Not even all of Zamarak's strength and training can budge a magical barrier. Maybe the pedestal. The pedestal maintains the magical barrier, but Zamarak does not know how.
Find the Dragon Guard, or his blood won't be the only thing that stains my blade this day.
The assassins! That came from the south. We must hurry, Five Claw. The assassins! They stalk the southern passages. We must hurry. There may be another way past this door, deeper in the complex. Whatever has been hiding behind that door for all these years can wait a little longer. We need to deal with the assassins. They are the most pressing threat. That shout we heard. Saulinia and her killers must be close. Traps. They stopped some of the assassins, but not all of them. We must be wary.
You can't hide from us forever, Dragon Guard.
You couldn't find an Albeacon alabaster, you Roxian dolt!
That was the Dragon Guard. We're running out of time. Another maze. We must find a way to the other side.
Once I select a target, it always dies.
I trained to fight dragons. This isn't going to end the way you expect.
Dragon Guard, you and your order die! Oh, good! More blood spilled.
Zamorak. There was a heaviness on Zamorak's soul. Now it disperses like sand in the wind. Still, this one promised to find a new path. But these events just returned him to the same one he walked before. Yes, but Zamorak believed his previous life of violence caused those deaths. His studies and meditations told him this was so. Now, with Saulinia's death, Zamorak feels lighter. It feels good, but it also feels like a betrayal of the desert wind. You are right, Five Claw. Violence ended the life Zamorak knew, and violence has given Zamorak a new life to lead. As the adepts say, some things are worth fighting for. These musings distract from the mission. Let us check on the Dragon Guard.
damn assassin. She knew her stuff. I saw her fall, though. Thanks for that. After all these years, why do I suddenly have so much company? I know about the dragons. I sent word to the other sanctuaries. The last, I didn't think so, but no one else has responded. Maybe. No. I know at least one other is still out there. He'll come. He has to. Take my ring. It will open the sanctuary. Find the dragon horn. You have to. Have to.
May Kenarthi guide you to the sands behind the stars. Below. That looks like Prefect Kalo. What is he doing here?
Ah, there you are. We came as soon as we could. Were you able to stop Captain Solinia and her assassins? Both dead? Solinia deserved it. Shame about the Dragon Guard, though. And yes, it took some convincing and Tharn's most diplomatic negotiation tactics, but Queen Chimera has accepted our help. Provisionally. The Cygnus Irregulars are on probation. For now. Once Queen Chimera sees us in action, I'm sure she'll come around. Until then, I wanted to make sure you are all right. Beating Solinia is no small feat. I'm sorry we lost the Dragon Guard, though. A dragon horn? Like the one at Star Haven Auditorium? Huh. Well, if you think this old relic can help, lead the way.
The barrier has fallen. See what awaits within. Do not hesitate, my friend. Let us collect the dragon horn and be done with this place.
Are these the remains of the Dragon Guard? Well, let's get on with it. That old relic isn't gonna collect itself. My irregulars will stand guard in case any more of Solinia's Euraxians still want to fight. We're in a Dragon Guard sanctuary. Old relics like this dragon horn are all well and good, but I want to see if we can find any books or scrolls that can tell us something about how to fight the dragons. We need every advantage we can get. Dragon Guard, Akaviri, ancient Nord warriors. Someone battled the dragons successfully in the past. Who's to say we won't find a record of their tactics and techniques here? It certainly won't hurt to look around. Books and scrolls. I knew it. Knowledge is power, my friend. You'll see.
such a small thing when compared to the dragons. Still, we should take it to Rimmon, yes? This dragon horn, it is different from the one at Star Haven. It has no light, no energy. An adeptorium. Zamorak stayed there after he returned to Anequina. It was attacked by a dragon. One of the old treasures of Star Haven was a dragon horn. When sounded, the dragon cried in pain. The horn faded to dust after it was used. Zamorak cannot explain it. I do not remember the large horn having a detachable small horn, but I did not examine it too closely. When this one approached the Star Haven dragon horn, it was like being near a great heartbeat. This horn is quiet.
Well, now that you have the dragon horn, I suppose we should get back to Rimmon and see what Queen Chimera and Chancellor Tharn want us to do next. You know, it feels good to be doing something other than trying to rein in Euraxia for a change. I want to take another look at these books. We'll meet you back in Rimmon.
Zamorak will linger as well, to make sure the Imperials find their way back.
What will become of me?
It's happening again. I see a dragon.
Cadwell? Cadwell? What was that about a dragon? Ah, there you are. See to Cadwell, if you would. Then join us in the throne room for the War Council.
Hello? Is someone there? I appear to be back in my head. Well, my other head. The other head. This is so confusing. Wait. Things are becoming clearer now. Yes, well, there you are. Oh, so good to see you again, my friend. I saw that nasty orc necromancer, Zumog Foom. He really is a despicable fellow. And there was a dragon, a huge, powerful, eyes as big as a house dragon. They called it Carl Grunteed. Means champion of the bound time. How do I know these things? Well, yes, I did. Seems the ears are as connected as the eyes. They talked about the moons, something about an eclipse and the perfect time to use the gate. I remember something about that from when I was the betrayer, but the details are hazy. My memory returns in dribs and drabs, but I'm not sure that's a good thing. If I remember anything helpful, though, I'll let you know. Where are my manners? They're waiting for you. Queen Chimera has called another war council in the throne room. Not a clue, but I know one way to find out. Head inside and see what the Cat Queen has to say.
The archives were extremely helpful once I found the appropriate documents.
Our moon singers and moon priests have always paid particular attention to detail. What did you learn?
Tharn found documents regarding an ancient agreement with the Dragon Guard. They apparently provided a weapon to use against the dragons.
This relates to the legends of Kunzari and Queen Enequina, yes?
Pardon the interruption, Queen Chimera, but that sounds like the dragon horn we found. That dragon guard didn't survive, but he gave us the Enequina dragon horn.
So this alliance I reluctantly agreed to has borne fruit.
The Cygnus Irregulars assisted, but your agent did the important work.
A weapon from the Dragon Guard. Interesting. Come, Five Claw. I want to hear your report. Agreeing to an alliance with Imperials. At least it appears this Prefect Kalo assisted you. Tell me what happened out there, Five Claw. I want to hear it from you. So that is the Dragon Horn. It is much smaller than I thought it would be, and it looks fragile. Sound it once and it will probably crumble to dust. What are we supposed to do with such a thing? As always, you have my thanks, Five Claw. Euraxia hoped to keys the dragons by assassinating the last Dragon Guard of Elsweyr. He died, but at least you acquired the Enequina Dragonhorn and avenged his death. Now if we only knew what to do with the damn thing. I know how a horn works, Five Claw, but this is a relic of ancient magic. I do not want to damage it before we learn the true significance of its power. I will have Tarn do more research. In the meantime, we have another matter to deal with. Cadwell's visions strike more frequently now, with more urgency. Tarn believes Zumog Foom is close to reassembling Cadwell's dismembered body. I want you to stop him. The betrayer of legend must not be reborn. Abner Tarn checks on Cadwell regularly. Find them and see if they can tell you where Zumog Foom hides. Meanwhile, I will consult with Gareshri. Review the Kunzari stories before we task Tarn with learning more about the Dragonhorn. A little. There was a similar relic at Starhaven Adeptorium, but I never gave it much thought. It was just there, another memento of a mostly forgotten past. The one you brought us, it bears the name of an Equina. An Equina is the name of our kingdom, the northern half of Elsweyr. It grew out of one of the 16 original prides and was named after my ancestor, an Equina Sharptongue. She was one of the ancient heroes, a member of Kunzari's Krajan. Legends and myths make up a great part of who we are, Five Claw. For the Khajiit, the truth of our stories is the truth, pure and simple. The return of the dragons began with the tales of Kunzari, and I expect it to end there as well. No. Kunzari and his company of heroes predate the arrival of the Akaviri and Tamriel. It was the Akaviri who gave rise to the Dragon Guard and revealed the secrets of the Dragonhorn. As I understand it, the Starhaven Dragonhorn was a gift from the ancient order of the Dragon Guard. If I remember what the adept at Starhaven once told me, I assume the same is true of the Anequina Dragonhorn. It's too bad that Dragon Guard you met did not live long enough to tell you more. Legends and myths make up a great part of who we are, Five Claw. For the Khajiit, the truth of our stories is the truth, pure and simple. The return of the dragons began with the tales of Kunzari, and I expect it to end there as well. No, Kunzari and his company.
Varlet! Don't you dare attach that foot to my ankle!
This is Cadwell's longest episode yet. Perhaps I can...
That's it! Time to give you knaves what for!
Bizarre visions. Dismembered bodies. I hate necromancy. Cadwell trusts you, Five Claw. You talk to him.
Zamarak feels like he should hit something in this situation. But the necromancer is not here.
These episodes of Cadwell's, they are disturbing. Talk to him, Five Claw. Get him to explain exactly what he sees.
See if you can help Cadwell snap out of his latest vision. If he cannot break the connection, we may have to rely on more drastic means.
Cadwell keeps moving around. He won't stand still long enough for me to cast a scrying spell. Talk to him and see if you can distract him.
Who's there? Speak up! I'm about to teach these rapscallions a valuable lesson. And yes, I plan to make it hurt. Ah, jolly good. I could use a noble squire for the battle ahead. To battle ahead? Anyway. Zumog Foom has gathered the dismembered parts of the betrayer's body. I can't allow the necromancer to put me, back together. I'm not entirely certain. It's definitely a dark, menacing cavern. Just the sort of place necromancers enjoy hanging around. Oh! Here now! Stop that! Your pardon, noble squire, but I have to go kick myself in the head. I'm off to put a stop to these dastardly villains!
Tarn, can you determine where Cadwell disappeared to?
Of all the foolish, idiotic, misguided things that Cadwell has ever done, this may be the worst of them all. He fancies himself a hero, but he's given Zumog Foom exactly what he needed. I'm no expert on necromancy, but it's obvious that our Cadwell is the last piece Zumog Foom needs to restore the betrayer. He has all the parts of Cadwell's dismembered body, and now Cadwell has handed him the final component, his very essence. Does a soul shriven have a soul? I have no idea how the philosophy of oblivion accounts for such things, but there must be some kernel of the original Cadwell inside the one we know. It stands to reason the necromancer would need that as well. I managed to scry Cadwell's portal before it winked out. It connected to an ancient crypt in the Scar, not far from the Stitches. Head there immediately. The rest of us will make preparations and join you as soon as we can.
This one will enjoy putting a stop to the necromancer Zumog Foom.
Garishri and I will do what we can to uncover the secrets of the Dragonhorn. Take Tarn and the others and stop Zumog Foom. The betrayer must not be restored to full power. I just wish we knew how this all ties into the plans of the dragons.
So much to do, so little time.